Yeah, so we know, and it's been going on for decades now, we know many of our political parties. So the Tories, the Lib Dems, the Greens, and Labour have all been ideologically captured. And they have been, I would say, all of them have been captured post Thatcher.
Yeah,
David Cameron, he destroyed the Tory party. It was him that introduced all this hugger hoodie, the green agenda. We're all quick to blame Labour because they deserve to take a lot of the blame.
yeah,
But we keep forgetting that it was 14 years of Tory who introduced all this nonsense. It was the Tories. Hence why I don't care who wins a Tory election at the moment, because whoever wins is tainted because they
yeah,
were in power. It's the people who come after this leader that will be the important people who hopefully won't be tainted.
yeah,
So again, where did it all start? This was a long march through the institutions. Sending more and more people to university helps all this along. We sent more. I mean, I've not been to university, but we started sending people who shouldn't have gone to university. They came out with poor degrees, poor grades on poor subjects, and suddenly they all thought they were intelligent.
yeah.
And they weren't. They just have a degree, a piece of paper.
Mm.
Um, that then fed into a lot of the ideology they learned at universities, and suddenly, because they hold a little bit of information of someone who sounds famous and intelligent, and I read their book and I know one or two quotes, therefore I must be intelligent like them. I must be a philosopher. I must be a groundbreaking world leader because I've been to university. I've got a 2-2 in lesbian dance theory. I can quote a little bit of Marx and I know a little bit of whoever. I'm a somebody now, and it's
Yeah,
it goes back to that saying about a little bit of knowledge is a very dangerous thing because these people don't understand anything. And the
yeah,
fact that university started specializing more in topics instead of giving people a wider range of knowledge and information. So you understand now a tiny, tiny part of a very complicated topic, but you don't understand anything else.
yeah,
And that's how we've used indoctrination and ideology now to run our country. And because we elect our politicians now over many decades have become less and less intelligent, because the more intelligent you are now, the less likely you want to go into politics,
yeah,
because on the grand scheme of things, it's not paid that much, even though it's a fantastic wage. But
yeah,
in the private sector, if you're the top 1% of intelligence in the population, you'll be paid a lot more somewhere else.
yeah,
You look at the abuse you get, you look at the interference in your private life, being dragged through the press. So we don't have the best going into politics anymore now. We have the second tier who
yeah,
look at it and go, 92 grand a year is amazing for me. I want that. And I'll do as I'm told because I just want the 92 grand a year.
yeah,
So we don't have the leaders, we don't have the visionaries, we don't have conviction politicians. We have career politicians who swapped public service for self-service.
yeah,
That's who we've got now running the country. Um, and then you look at some of the ideologies they've jumped onto. If you remember 2020, Black
mm.
Lives Matter hit our national consciousness, but they've been going something like 10 years in America. Every time some young black man was shot dead, they would pop up and scream racism.
Yeah,
Suddenly it came here, and it's like we don't have the same culture here. We don't have the same police forces here. We don't have people being shot to death here and the same numbers. We have knife crime here. Again, knife crime is almost black on black violence, where in America it's gun crime, black on black violence. People jumped on board. It was the biggest virtue signaling we'd had for many years, and Black Lives Matter now was all falling apart. We now know it was a crooked organisation,
yeah,
stealing tens of millions, spending it on mansions, giving family members millions of pound contracts for something they had no experience in. Then you look at the smaller chapters in America. Some of them have been arrested for paedophilia, for fraud, for prostitution, for gun crime, for gang
mm.
crime. Look in
Yeah,
this country. We had the woman who raised money for Black Lives Matter in Bristol. She was charged and found guilty of fraud. It happens everywhere. This was just one mighty scam that we all fell for because it was a perfect storm of a video filmed of a man dying at a great angle to make it look like the narrative. We were in lockdown because of COVID, and we went slightly mental as a nation.
Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers, I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.